integrative physician. We have a program to transform autoimmune disease naturally, and it's a 2-month online program. And today we have a interview with a recent graduate, Nina. And I'm going to let Nina introduce herself. Go ahead, Nina. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Nina. I have graduated from this program about nine months ago. I have 4 kids, and I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which took everything out of me. I have extreme fatigue, anxiety, poor digestion, dizziness, joint pain. One of them, the main ones I had were heart palpitations. It was impossible for me to do anything, and lightheaded, standing up every time. I would feel like I was gonna faint. So I feel better now, and I'm very grateful for this program.
Well, Nina, I think when you first joined the program, a lot of people with autoimmune disease are dealing with, even though you had a diagnosis of Hashimoto's, there was a lot of other symptoms that your diagnosis didn't explain.
Yes.
And one of them was the anxiety, the palpitations. And I just wanted to ask, even though it seemed unrelated to your diagnosis, how was it like living with those symptoms every day? And well, first of all, how long were you living with those symptoms for?
I really don't know when it started, but it really started being significant after I had my twins, which was in 2007. It just rolled after that.
So, this is like 12 years of symptoms. And most people out there don't even realize that it's this sudden drop in hormones when you deliver a baby that actually is the #1 trigger of actually autoimmune disease and any autoimmune disease, but especially autoimmune disease of the thyroid or hormone making organs. So it's no accident that was right after the birth of your twins that this happened, because when you deliver a baby, you don't just deliver a baby, you deliver the placenta also, which is making a lot of hormones. So suddenly, boom, your hormones drop. And then that big hormone drop actually triggers the onset of these symptoms.
Sorry.
And that's such a common pattern, but yet, how long did it take you to even get diagnosed with Hashimoto's? This started in 2007, but how long did it take you to even get a diagnosis?
It took me probably 2019, probably 3-4 years ago, because I was very stubborn and I wanted to figure it out myself. And I'm like, they're not gonna put heart monitors on me and stuff. So it took me that long to finally, I started researching, and I'm like, maybe it's my thyroid, and everything started adding up. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get tested. So once I got tested and it was confirmed that I had that, I'm like, okay, now I know where to go, what direction, start searching for people who's out there that can help me, because nobody else can help me.
Yeah. And so I am hearing that you were diagnosed 2015, 2016, somewhere there?
Yeah. Okay.
And where did you try to get help from first? And did it help?
I went to the doctor, and she's like, well, we're going to put heart monitors on you, and here's some thyroid medication. She did not explain anything to me. And I was like, well, I don't even know if she knows what she's doing. I'm sorry. I'm like, she can't do this to me. She needs to explain to me what is happening with me and how it's just going to help me. So I just refused to take my medication. I'm like, I'm going to keep searching.
And you kept searching, even though you had a diagnosis, you still continued to have really bad symptoms. And you're a young mother of children. And so I want to ask, what was the impact of living with autoimmune disease the last 12, 13 years before you joined the program? What was the impact on your day-to-day life, on you and your family, dealing with these symptoms?
Oh, the impact it was just, everything was always on my time when I feel good. We're going to do these activities when I feel better. I can't spend time with you right now because I don't feel good. I need to rest. My kids seen me always resting and never being able to be there for them. And it's not just that, it's not just physically, it was mentally. I could not tolerate like the behaviors. I was just not able to work with them, because it was just all about me
Mm.
being sick. So I couldn't give anything to them.
So you had the kids, but you found yourself feeling really sick and telling them how you can't spend time with them or how you can't do things with them.
Right.
What did that
That's what
feel
it
like?
was.
What did it feel like?
It was painful. It was horrible. And I was trying to like not love myself like I need
Mm.
to, because I'm like, why do I have this body? What can I do? And I just had no answers. So it was horrible.
And were you working at that time? Were you trying to work also?
I didn't work for until a year and a half. I had started working, and then things got even worse. But then I found you. And I still, even though it was so hard doing this program and working, I still was able to do it.
I remember that because half the time when you were on the calls with us, I think you were driving or you were, your video wasn't showing. And I think you missed some of the calls and you were listening to it in recordings. And I was like,
Yeah.
where's Nina? Where's Nina?
I was always rushing off to work, getting kids in the car, taking them to daycare. I had to quit my job for a short time right now because I'm like, this is it. I am healing my body.
Mm-hmm.
I love my job, but I'll come back. I had to.
It was during the program you were talking about.
Actually, I just quit in March.
Oh, you did. So recently you've decided
Yeah.
that you wanted to quit to spend time taking care of you.
Yeah. I
Okay.
was like, this is gonna be me now.
So, this is a big shift, Nina, because I mean, you went from somebody who's like stubborn, who didn't know what's going on, finally got a diagnosis, and then said, hell no to whatever they recommended you, and you were going to figure this out. And then life became a living hell. And, and in the program, I remember this is almost a year ago, you fought your way to do all the work, to attend everything, to listen to everything. It was not easy for you.
No.
And so a lot of people are like, why the heck did you do that? Why did you work so hard? Why did you make the decision to actually join the program and play full out?
Because I knew that was what would work. I believe that doctors do a good job with helping you, but the bottom part is that you yourself need to do most of the work. Not the doctor can't do that for you.
Well, and let's talk about it. What were during the program, what were your results? And then recently you made a post of where you are now almost a year later. I'd love to know what were your results right after the program? And then we'll talk about where you're at now, because people want to know a year out, where are you? So right at the end of the program, what was improving? What was better?
Actually, at the end of the program, pretty much all my symptoms were improving.
Like what? Like what?
Like the heart palpitations were gone. The main ones for me was heart palpitations, lightheaded upon standing, which I'm still working on and it's getting better, and sleeping. Sleeping was big for me. I would roll around all night and sleep, wake up tired, dark eye circles, just my body just deteriorating.
And then not to even mention the level of anxiety.
And the anxiety was constant. I couldn't go to the store. I struggled with everywhere. Driving, going to the store, just hanging out with kids, just doing activities outside. I would just get anxiety and I would just want to hide somewhere.
So at the end of the program, you said all these symptoms were nearly gone or improving.
Yeah, and the anxiety has improved so much, even because I feel so much better. I'm able to calm myself down better. Even though if it comes up, I'm like, I'm better now. I have the tools, and just knowing that I feel better, it's easier to deal with it.
So Nina, I mean, you posted something to the alumni group just 2 days ago, and it was a before and after picture. Like you had a picture a year ago and you have a picture now. Literally, it looks like a mom and a teenage daughter.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's crazy.
I took that picture and it burned in my memory. And then I had taken that after picture just a couple this weekend, I'm like, I remember taking a picture similar to this, and I looked so horrible. I'm like, I need to compare them. And I did, and I was like so shocked. I'm like, I need to share this.
At the end, I'm going to pause for a second and then I'm going to
Mhm.
show the photo. I just want to share with everybody. I mean, Nina, this is the before photo a year ago. And then on the right is the photo you took a couple days ago.
Mhm.
Can you tell me where that Nina on the left was before? Do you remember how she felt?
Oh my gosh, I was so sick and tired and anxiety everywhere I went. I was just taking a day at a time. I did not have hope for the future. I just was counting my days. I'm like, oh, this new year, what other symptom am I gonna have? What other new symptoms?
You know what's crazy? When I look at this photograph, when you look at the photograph on the right, the after, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look at the bags under your eyes are gone.
Mm-hmm. That
Look,
was a big thing.
look at the dark circles.
There's none.
I
Uh,
mean, your wrinkles. You had wrinkles around your face and your
mm-hmm.
chin. They're gone.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I, well, I mean, that's an incredible before and after photo, right? And I want to ask you, like right now, what's life like now living as the new Nina?
I have so much hope. I'm like, I am making plans, what I'm going to be doing, where I'm going to go, how I'm going to make money to get there. Before I was just
Tell me a
like,
plan.
well, I am planning on maybe being a financial consultant, helping people get out of debt. And with that, I'm going to get myself out of debt and help somebody and build start with income properties, and I want to build myself way up
So you're
there.
going to build a career and
Yeah,
you're going to help people. You're going to help yourself and you're going to help other
yeah,
people.
yeah.
What's new Nina like with her kids?
Um, it's more exciting to be around them. I noticed lately I am able to laugh and joke around things that were not funny to me anymore for a long time. Now I can have fun with my kids and they laugh and they think mom is funny. So, and I haven't had that in so long because things are just not funny to me anymore. I
Oh,
couldn't laugh.
you couldn't laugh. That's huge. You
Yeah.
know, I think so many of us like feel so bad and we get so used to it. We even
Hmm.
forgot what it's like just to laugh.
Yeah. And it comes back when you start feeling better. So it's
I
coming
love that.
back.
You mentioned something about having an interaction with your mom recently. Can you tell me about that?
That's really big. I have visited my mom every so often, but I noticed I had a hard time speaking my native language with her. I could not get the words out of my head. I mean, I grew up speaking this language and I couldn't speak it to her because I couldn't retrieve the words out of my memory.
That's how bad the brain
So,
fog was.
so I would just give up and I would just speak the least amount of possible that I could. And then late just this weekend I went to visit her and I was able to have a conversation with her in Russian and communicate, and I could retrieve the words easier. And I'm like, what's going on with me? I'm like, this is so awesome. I feel like I'm being myself again.
It's strange, but people don't realize that the brain fog and autoimmune disease can be so bad that you literally like feel like you've lost your mind to the point where you
Hmm.
couldn't even speak a language that you were raised in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought I was losing it in it because I wasn't speaking it with my kids because I'm the only one who speaks Russian in my family, in my home.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't that. It was not that.
Are you shocked that it came back?
I was shocked because I didn't realize until I sat down, started speaking with her, and I'm like, the words are coming to me. I'm like, oh wow, this is awesome.
Mom must have been shocked.
I don't know. She just was speaking back to me, and I'm
You
like,
rolled with it.
this is good. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is that the time we have with our family, whether it's our kids or our parents, is limited.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And when you're sick, And when it robs you of your brain function and your language abilities and your ability to even pull words out, it literally is basically robbing you of relationship time that's really limited.
It's interesting you say that, because once I has finished this program and I started feeling better and having so much hope for the future, this came back to me that I'm like, I am 36 years old. I do not feel like it because I have literally lost 10 years of my life. I'm like, I do not feel like I'm 36. I don't feel like I need to be 36. I feel like I still need to be in my 20s where it started, and I lost all of that time.
Nina, I feel the same way. You know, my story is really similar to yours because after the birth of my first child and then my second child 3 years later, I had severe postpartum depression, lost hair, gained a lot of weight. I had severe anxiety. And it took about 10, 15 years later before I know it was about 10 years later that got really sick. And that's when I was diagnosed with having the autoimmune disease. And what I found out was, later on, even once I was diagnosed, like regular doctors really had nothing for me. And I was one of those doctors that was writing the prescriptions for people like you and just good 10 minutes, you're out of here. God, you know what? I didn't know what else to do. But it wasn't until I got really sick that I realized that I had to learn a different way of dealing with autoimmune disease. That's what started this whole thing. Is actually my story was exactly like yours. And like you, I felt like I lost the first 10 years of my kid's life.
Yeah.
My kids, the first 10 years, they don't even know who I am. They have no idea who I was. I felt so horrible that I was emotionally disconnected. I was anxious, depressed. And it's only been, I would say, the last 5, 6, 7 years as things really turned around for me, that my kids now know who mom actually is.
Yeah.
She laughs. She's funny. She sings.
Yeah.
She dances.
Right. That's same with me. I'm like funny right now, and I can laugh with them and joke around. Like, wow.
So I have a question for you. This wasn't an easy program for you to commit to doing, with time, with energy, or even financially at that time. So my question for you is that this was a huge investment of your time, energy, focused, everything. And you really made this a huge priority. You did the whole program. And my biggest question for you was this worth it? Was the process that you went through a year ago with us worth it?
It's so worth it. I would not turn back time. I would not make any other different decisions. This was my one and only decision that I was searching for to make. This is how I wanted to heal my body. And it's like what I was thinking in my head, and somebody else was already doing it. And I just found it. It was perfect. And it's gonna be lasting. It's gonna be lasting generations. And so it is worth everything that I invested.
Well, one thing I've noticed is that one of the things we talked about in the program all the time is I say that if you have an autoimmune disease, the likelihood if you have a daughter that they're going to have autoimmune disease is like 80% or higher. The likelihood a male child is at least 50%. So the likelihood your children are going to have autoimmunity is really high. But here's the thing. It's so hard to kill Godzilla, the autoimmune disease, while it's running around your body like crazy, full blown. It's so much dang easier to kill Godzilla while he's an egg in your children. So it never becomes Godzilla.
Yeah. So yeah, our food choices, our diet is changing. Of course, for me, it has changed. Now I'm working in my family because I had to be first. And now I'm working in my family.
Yeah. And has the diet affected the children in any way? And have you seen any changes in them?
No changes. I just seem like they're still healthy and happy. But I learned how to cook one meal for all of us yeah.
That's huge. A lot of people think that they have to, because they have autoimmunity or food issues, that they have to cook separate meals for various people in the family, adding to the
I did do that in the beginning, but it's all about knowledge. You got to search, you got to learn, and you got to adapt and accept how you're going to live your life now. And accepted.
Well, for those of you that are watching right now, if you want to learn more about our program, you can go to drmaggieyu.com. You can watch a free training. If you're watching this and you're not part of our Facebook group, please join our Facebook group, which is Transform Autoimmune Disease Naturally with Dr. Maggie Yu, to learn more. And Nina, thank you so much. You're a really private, shy person. This is one, I mean, you try not to even show up on camera on our calls. This is huge.
Well, I feel better now. It was hard for me to be on camera because it was hard to see myself, how sick I looked, and I couldn't even speak properly when I was doing those calls. It was not just my Russian language, also the English language. I couldn't speak properly, especially on camera when I would get shy. It was hard.
Well, right now you're speaking and you sound perfectly like Nina.
That's good.
Thank you so much, Nina.
You're welcome.